don't have the energy, guys. I don't have the energy. I am worn out, exhausted, kaput. Look, every year, it feels like, what, 3 years now? I've been making the same complaint. So I guess it's appropriate to make it again for this event, it being an 8-hour extravaganza, and oh my goodness, was it ever. WWE, your shows are too long. Can we at least, think about having WrestleMania 2 days? These 8-hour shows, you tried it. Personally, I'm already sick of them. I'm already sick of the shows being long. I think we should at least think about splitting them up. 4-hour show Saturday, 4-hour show Sunday. Something. Because I'm getting to the point where some matches are going to start being skipped. Because your boy Alyx, man, I actually did the Iron Man thing. I actually decided, as I reached for my charger that I forgot to plug in before I started this broadcast, I actually watched the entire show. Because I'm crazy. Yeah. And I do it for y'all, to give y'all a proper review. But I watched it from the moment it turned on with the pre-show to the end.
This is why WrestleMania should go back to the West Coast. At least the show won't end at nearly 1 a.m. in New York.
Oh my goodness, 1 a.m. Guys, for me, it's 11:52. So, it hasn't even hit midnight yet. But it's getting ready to. It's still very late. Extremely late. I feel sorry for the people watching overseas in the UK.
The women's tag team title match put me to sleep.
The women's tag team title match is where I started to feel it too. That was the match where I went, ooh, okay. Now I'm feeling the 8 hours. I'm feeling the length of the show. But regardless, they should consider splitting the main events, the show itself, amongst 2 days. One on Saturday, one on Sunday.
Show was great overall, but it was way too long. WWE should really split the WM into 2 nights like NJPW is doing next year with Week.
I just think at this point, making this argument is falling on deaf ears. WWE believes no matter what they do, we as fans are going to watch them. And I don't know.
How do you book that ending? I watched everything.
We'll talk about all that in a second. Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, or speak for everybody. Say everybody is sick of the length of the show. I'm pretty sure some people are okay with it being 8 hours. I'm not. Speaking for myself, I feel the show would be better if you just split it amongst 2 days. 4 hours on Saturday with the main event, and then 4 hours on Sunday. At least that's how I feel it should go.
Should I go to WrestleMania next year? I haven't been up to date with wrestling, and I feel like it's going to be Taker's final WM.
You never know. If you haven't been to any of the WrestleManias, I highly suggest you go to whatever one you can. At least 10-1 before you die. Put that on your bucket list. Thanks for the super chats, guys.
Much like Reigns, Taker, why put Corbin over Kurt?
So, everybody's getting their opinions in with the super chats, and I am cool with that. But as always, this is your boy Alyx, man, and I am here to review WrestleMania 35, the showcase of the Immortals. The thing about this show is, besides it being 8 hours, and besides it being number 35,
to be honest, the only match I cared about was the Kofi vs. Bryan match. I'm glad Kofi won the WWE Championship, by the way.
and he brought back the original belt. He got rid of the hip belt and brought back the well, I won't say classic, but the one that we're all used to. But let's just get into it, y'all. We've been here long enough. You know how this works. If this is the first time you're watching, your boy Alyx.
People didn't want Flair, but she carried the match.
I don't know if I would say she carried the match. I thought the main event kind of had some issues with everybody involved, but we'll have to talk about that in a second. So super chats are going crazy right now. I'm gonna let these finish real quick, and then I will give my preliminary thoughts.
Batista botch was the botch of the night.
When he entered the ring. What about that spot where Triple H did the Matrix jump and hit like a Superman sledgehammer punch or sledgehammer shot on Batista? That looked so hokey and so wacky. Cause I just personally feel like it's ridiculous.
I felt bad for any match that followed Kofi versus DB.
Yeah, it's a tale of two shows, and we'll get to that in just a second. All right, we'll do one more. I'll let one more super chat go through, then I really gotta get started because we got too much to talk about. I think we got plenty of super chats to discuss. Thank y'all. Or you can just keep donating, and I can just let you guys talk because you guys are still donating. Jesus.
I got 10-5 in predictions.
That's pretty good, Power Spin. All right. One more, and then we're going to go ahead and just get into it. Thank you guys for joining me. Be sure you like the video. Let's get crazy with the likes like we did in my last WrestleMania video. I think the goal was 500. We can aim for 500 here. I think 500 is doable for this WrestleMania review.
Everybody say
WrestleMania is too damn long. It's like they can't fit 11 matches in 3 hours anymore. All 3, if shows this weekend were great, with NXT being the top.
Yeah, I gotta say, in terms of the wrestling events we got this weekend, yeah, I thought all shows delivered. All of them were, at the very least, good, solid, fun. WrestleMania, of course, in my opinion, is still the weakest out of the 3 shows. Not saying it sucked. Overall, I thought it was a very fun show. Definitely better than most WrestleManias we've seen in the past decade or so.
Don't matter who you wanted, the Emmy ending trash.
But it is refreshing to have all events deliver for a WrestleMania weekend, because usually NXT kills and WWE doesn't. But it's about time we get an actual solid weekend of wrestling. And it feels good when we do.
Much love, brother. Teared up with Kofi.
So, as always, please like the video. The goal for this one is 500. Big 500 likes. Someone told me I said 1,000. That is a lie, sir. I don't know where you got 1,000 from. You made that up. So 500 likes is what I'm aiming for. I think we can make it. And of course, if you want to help expand the brand of your boy Alyx, man, you can do a couple of things. You can donate using Super Chat, which is going crazy right now. Guys, let me get some words in. Jeez. Here we go.
Will you be attending the G1 Climax on July 6th at the American Airlines Center? I'm thinking about going, but the only problem is I live in NY.
I'll think about that, man. That's something definitely, something definitely I'll have to consider going into the year. But anyways, we need to get started, guys. You know the drill. Help expand the brand using the following: liking me on Facebook, following me on Twitter at DeluxeManVX1, donating using PayPal, Patreon, or Super Chat, as you've already seen, because my fan base was going crazy with the Super Chats at the beginning of this review, and I love you all for that. Thank you. But most importantly, you can buy yourself a DeluxeMan t-shirt today at Pro Wrestling Tees, and if you use the promo code MANIA, you can get it 30% off. If you're ever going to buy yourself a DeluxeMan t-shirt, get it now while you can, while the discount is out. Okay, I'm gonna skip roll call. Not because I hate all of you. I see 417 people are watching me. I love you all. Thank you for checking me out. And apparently right now it's midnight. It is midnight. It is midnight, ladies and gentlemen. Midnight. Some of you have work tomorrow. Today. Let's get through this so we can all go home. So, we can all go to bed. We're already home. First thing I want to start off with is Alexa Bliss as the host. Why? Why was she the host?
Her Jr. disliked the Kofi push.
I think that is a lie. I'm pretty sure Jim Ross adored the push. He didn't like what it was about in terms of it being played off of with this idea that WWE is racist, and he didn't like that. He adores Kofi Kingston and loves that he got the push. He didn't like what the push played off of, which is the racism aspect of WWE. But Alexa Bliss as the host, her moment with Hulk Hogan was cool. I did like that. She didn't need to be the host to make that happen. I don't quite understand what she was there for except to walk out on stage and talk. And how many segments? Like 3? The one with Hogan, the one backstage with the SNL guys, and then the one at the end announcing R-Truth and Carmella. She literally contributed nothing to the rest of the show. So I don't understand why she was host. At least New Day did some stuff. The attendance was huge. We were at MetLife Stadium, and I believe it was 82,265 people in attendance. That's huge. That's a big amount of people. Shout out to Yolanda Adams and her gospel choir for that excellent rendition of the national anthem. She did a wonderful, fantastic job. And if you don't know who Yolanda Adams is, YouTube her. Check out her stuff. One of the greatest singers of this generation. In my opinion, she's one of the greatest. Hall of Famers. I did check out the Hall of Fame ceremony this morning. I thought Tori Wilson's speech was great. Hunky Talk Man's speech was good. DX was the best one. Of course they were. Loved everything about DX. You can just tell they're just best friends. You just get this this feeling that they just talk to each other on a regular basis. And Triple H taking shots at AEW, that made my day. I thought that was great. Harlem Heat was wonderful. I did a video on the attack by that fan who jumped the ring and tackled Bret Hart. I'm not going to spend time here. I'll be here all day. Or, in this case, all night. Brutus was cool. And Sue was nice. Overall, I really enjoyed the Hall of Fame ceremony. I am now at the point, though, where if they want to go back to a banquet with the wrestlers and the crew with no fans, I'm okay with that. We do not have to have the Hall of Fame inside an arena with fans anymore. We can just simply do it with the wrestlers and just have cameras there where we can watch on the network. Sound good? Sounds good. All right, get to the matches. Kickoff. Well, part one, kickoff. The first match was the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy taking on Tony Nese. The crowd was filing in, so wasn't that much of a crowd participation for this match. But I thought it was good. I've seen better. But I thought it was a good, strong Cruiserweight Championship match. And Tony Nese got the shocking victory. I thought that was cool because I was convinced Buddy Murphy would keep the championship. But I like the fact that Tony won. I look forward to seeing what he does with that belt going forward on 205 Live. Because people don't watch a lot of 205 Live. I think they should. I think y'all should. Remember, it's being led by Triple H. So it feels more like the kind of wrestling we grew up with. Trust me. I am curious to see who he fights next. I'm sure he'll have a rematch with Buddy Murphy. But who he fights next, that's definitely something I have to tune into. We got the first of two Battle Royals on the kickoff. The Women's Battle Royal. The only two people who had, the only two people who had an entrance was Asuka and Naomi. Yeah, everybody else just came out together. And yeah, this match was nothing. It was dull. It was just kind of there so women can have something to get paid for. Seriously, the people who didn't have anything to do were in this match so they can make some money. Carmella won. No, not Asuka. Asuka got eliminated by Sarah Logan, of all people. Carmella won. What does this mean for Carmella? Absolutely nothing, because this Battle Royal means absolutely nothing. Raw Tag Team Championship. So, I gotta talk about this real quick. When they announced that the Revival was taking on Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins, I got upset. Not because I didn't like the match. As you guys know, I've been advocating for this match for months now. Back when I did my fantasy booking of WrestleMania 35, I said this match should happen, and I'm happy it did. I'm just upset that it was on the pre-show, or the kickoff. This should have been on the main card. Seriously, matter of fact, and I hate saying this, I was going to say SmackDown Women's Tag Team titles. No, the Women's Tag Team title match, that didn't really impress me all that much. I was very happy with who won, but they could have put that on the pre-show. Matter of fact, the U.S. Championship, because of it being as short as it was, that could have been on the pre-show. As much as I love Joe, I don't know, man. I just kind of feel like this tag team match, the way it was set up, the way they, made it, of course, the story of Kurt Hawkins having his 200-day losing streak, and then, of course, the underdogs versus the veterans, that dynamic. It just really spoke to me as a match that should be on the main card. Anybody else would have it on their main card. And on top of that, it was a solid match. They actually had a pretty strong contest. And to our surprise, the streak ends. Kurt Hawkins breaks his losing streak and becomes tag team champion with his old partner, Zack Ryder. As you guys know, they were once the Edgeheads, or the something brothers. I'm blanking on their names, but they were a tag team before they went off and did their own thing. But the thing is, as much as I enjoyed this match, and as happy as I am that Zack Ryder and Kurt Hawkins are tag team champs, I do hate the fact that it's, first off, it's on the pre-show, and that WWE didn't even bother to give it a story. Major Brothers, thank you. They're called the Major Brothers. Come on. Y'all could have at least given it, like, you could have built something Monday. Come on now. You could have done better with this. At the exact same time, to be fair, here's what I think is going to happen. Because they won it here, I can see them losing the belts back to the Revival tomorrow night on Raw. Just because. Next is the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, I think. Yep. The second of two Battle Royals, the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal kickoff. Braun Strowman featuring all the jobbers who couldn't make the show, and the Hardy Boys, and EC3, who got kicked out of the ring, out of the match in like the first 5 seconds, because WWE hates EC3. This matchup was mostly about Braun Strowman and the SNL guys, Michael Che and Colin Jost. I don't watch a lot of SNL unless it's Kenan Thompson and Leslie Jones. I don't understand why we got these two out of all the people in the cast. And clearly WWE realized that these two were not very well liked because they put them in the match and booked them like heels. And Braun Strowman basically ate them alive and won this freaking Andre the Giant Battle Royal that means absolutely nothing. And then later on on the main card, we see Michael Che and Colin Jost getting a prostate exam by Dr. Scott Hall and his assistant Kevin Nash. Because toilet humor. Vince McMahon humor. It's stupid. So, look, you could have skipped the pre-show. Legitimately skipped the pre-show. The only thing I personally would go back and watch is the Raw Tag Team Championship. You can also check out the Cruiserweight match. But other than those two matches, you could really just skip the Battle Royals. They mean nothing. You miss nothing. Lacey Evans didn't even enter the Women's Battle Royal. She just came out randomly during the show. Because. Alright, getting to the main card now. We have a great video package to open the show. I thought that was done very well. Afterwards, we have Mike Rome introduce the host of WrestleMania 35, Alexa Bliss. She comes out, tells the audience that she has the power to snap a WrestleMania moment into existence. And when she snaps, bam, 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 here comes the Hulkster brother. Hulk Hogan shows up, standing ovation, does a pose off with Alexa, does his whole shtick. Well, let me tell you something, dude. What you gonna do, brother? And that was cool. It was nice seeing Hogan show up and, get some love. Get some love from the people in New Jersey. It was also nice seeing Paul Heyman walk out to Hulk Hogan's theme song during their pose-off, Alexa and Hogan's pose-off. Here comes Paul Heyman. He's just straight up beelining to the ring. He gets a microphone and says he is upset the women are closing the show and says he wants to get the real main event out of the way now. So to our surprise, we're opening the show with the supposed most prestigious belt in the company, the Universal Championship. Yeah, the belt that's been gone all this time is a curtain jerker now. That's how bad it's gotten. That's how bad this championship has fallen. And I was hearing rumors that I actually heard rumors that this was supposed to close the show. And instead, it's opening the show. Why is that? I have a theory that Vince and Lesnar had a falling out. And Vince said, you know what? You get the hell out of here. I need you out of here now. You're going on next, and you're leaving. I want you gone. So I want the story behind this, because I'm very curious to know why this went on first. So, Universal Championship, Brock Lesnar taking on Seth Rollins, the Royal Rumble winner. Can Rollins slay the Beast? The question has been asked. The answer is, well, yeah. He apparently can, and he did it in pretty short order. 3 curb stomps. You know, the same guy that Roman Reigns couldn't put away with, 4 or 5 spears? Triple H had trouble beating this monster that was beating people with 1 F5. Absolutely dominated Braun Strowman. Just got taken out by 3 curb stomps. Now, granted, before the match started, Lesnar beat the piss out of Seth Rollins. He basically killed him. Took a couple of lives off of his, off of his meter, if you will. And then when the bell rung, it was pretty one-sided.
I think Brock is UFC bound.
Oh, absolutely. He's done. Although, at the same time, I wonder why he would leave. Just to kind of pause for a second. Why would he ever want to do anything else? Brock Lesnar is getting thrown millions of dollars to literally do nothing but stand in the ring and jump around while Paul Heyman basically praises him, just does all of the work of making him look like $1 million. And then he wrestles, 3, 4, 5 times a year? You're going to trade that for UFC? Make less money fighting for real? And most likely not winning. Just saying. But, okay, it's up to him if he wants to go back. The good thing is, he's not leaving with the Universal Championship, because Seth Rollins does end up beating the Beast. He slays the Beast, becomes the Beast Slayer, and walks away with the Universal Championship after a low blow and a couple of curb stomps. There you go. So Seth Rollins is your new Universal Champion, as he should be. And I am already 1-3 of my all-in prediction with the good guys, every good guy walking out with the title.
Not talking about the alley injury.
Oh yeah, I forgot about it. I forgot about that spot during the Andre the Giant Battle Royal where, I forgot, was it Luke Harper? Luke Harper had Ali up for a suplex on the apron. Strowman kicked them both off, and Ali basically rolled over and banged his face up against the freaking announcer desk. I think it was the announcer desk. Look, he basically fell out of the ring, hit his face on something, and he got a gnarly bump on his face. He's okay. Mustafa, I don't even know why I'm saying Mustafa. He's just Ali now. Screw that. He's Mustafa Ali. But yeah, that guy has been through worse. He will be okay. Trust me. He will be okay. Next match on the card is AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. The match that I thought was going to open WrestleMania. Which is why I think something happened between Lesnar and Vince. Because reports were saying Orton and Styles was opening WrestleMania. And then all of a sudden, here comes, of all matches, the top belt opening the show. Something happened. But the next match was AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Was very excited about this match. Special guest commentator was Jerry the King Lawler.
Brock wants the Daniel Cormier UFC title match.
He better be careful. He better get himself in shape then if that's the case. Because if he's trying to wrestle these real life fighters, like, holy crap, guys, your super chats are coming in like crazy. All these crazy ass super chats. But we'll have to see how that works out for him. Personally, I'm just happy we got the belt off of him. That's all I care about. Really, bro?
Becky Lynch's nipples were on point tonight.
Well, thank you for donating to say that, if you will. Ultra Shadow Ultra Shadow 97 is telling me the Universal title is not the top belt. It's not. It really shouldn't be, but they treat it like it is, especially since it's on Raw. But I guess the top belt now is the Women's Championship because it main evented the show, right? I don't know.
DC is probably going to coat him honestly. If you don't know who DC is, look up his highlights on YouTube sometime. This is a bad fight for Brock.
Well, that's something else to discuss. It's WrestleMania. AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. The match was solid. I feel like they should have done more. The match should have been better. But I had to remind myself. The reason why I was more excited about this match was because I've been wanting to see it for decades. If this was young 2005 Randy Orton versus young 2005 AJ Styles, it would have been a WrestleMania classic. And we all know it.
What if Lesnar goes to AEW?
Psych. I mean, they probably have money to afford him, but psych. I think he'll be done with wrestling if he does leave. But yeah, I was going off of my, I guess, previous fandom for this match, thinking that, although they're in their old age, AJ Styles in his 40s and Randy Orton in his late 30s, maybe, just maybe, we can get a really good, really awesome match out of them. I still think there's one in there, but this was not it. This was just a pretty solid, strongly performed match. Nothing else to it. I don't really think it's worthy of being called a WrestleMania classic, but it was fun. And AJ Styles won. I knew as soon as Randy Orton hit that RKO on AJ Styles this past Tuesday, that was basically their way of saying, yeah, this won't happen on Sunday. So AJ got the victory here with the forearm, of course. And there you go. He walks away with the victory, which was really surprising because, remember, this was a TNA guy versus WWE, and the TNA guy won. The next match is the Smackdown Tag Team Championship match. The Usos versus the Hardys. No, it's not. It wasn't. I wish it was. Okay, to be fair, let me just say this. The Fatal 4-Way tag match for the SmackDown titles, it was great. I thought all four tag teams did an excellent job. Especially for a match that was announced last minute. I really enjoyed Ricochet and Aleister Black. They did phenomenal in this match. Just like they were on NXT TakeOver New York. And, of course, this past Monday night on Raw. What a week for those two. Although, this is 3 in a row. 3 championship title matches they've been given and lost. So, I don't know if that makes them look good. Well, they didn't get pinned, but they still lost. So, I don't know if that makes them look good or not. Regardless, really good work from Ricochet and Aleister Black. But I gotta give credit to Cesaro. To me, the highlight, the MVP of this match was Cesaro.
AJ versus Orton was pre-show worthy, and that's sad.
Yeah, everybody's saying Ricochet was the star of the match. Cesaro, to me, had the moment of the match where he did that massive giant swing on Ricochet, and we got a record-setting 32 rotations. I don't know how long it lasted, but it had to at least have been a minute. 60 seconds. He probably could have gone longer, but he went on a long time. I'm pretty sure it was longer than 60 seconds. 32 rotations. You want to know how long it was? You know when Sheamus does that 10 beats of the bowling or something like that? That little forearm shot to the chest, and it does 10 counts each time? He went through 4 people. All the 4 guys that weren't doing anything, he went through all 4 of them. Nakamura, Rusev, one of the Usos, and then Aleister Black. Man, He went through all of them. And he was still swinging. Cesaro was still swinging Ricochet. It was incredible. Loved it. That was my favorite part of the match, without question. The Usos retain, as they should. A great match. And I'm happy for the Usos because this is their... I think this might be the first time... No, it's not their first time on the WrestleMania card. They were on the card last year. I just forgot they were, sadly. But this might be... let me see, because they went into WrestleMania 33 as tag team champs. And they went into last year's WrestleMania as tag team champs. Yeah, this is their third time going into WrestleMania as tag team champs. That's really cool. That's pretty freaking sick. You know what else was sick? The Falls Count Anywhere match. Shane McMahon versus The Miz. This was awesome. This was everything I wanted it to be in a Falls Count Anywhere match. You had the craziness, the drama between Shane and Miz. You had Shane being heel Shane. He's still moving like... He still moves like he was in his 20s. Like how he moved 19 years, 20 years ago, a decade ago. He has not slowed down whatsoever. He is in great shape. And he knows how to take a beating. We forget. Shane was and still is a bumping machine. And the stuff he did in this match was insane. My favorite bump he took was when they were out of the ring.
I'd love to see Joe versus Kofi for the WWE title.
Definitely something we can do. My favorite spot was when Shane and Miz, see, super chats. I love y'all, but man, Shane and Miz were out of the ring. They were in the crowd brawling. I think they were on this ledge. They were on one of the ledges that lead to...
The wrestling gods punished this history-making main event by making it underwhelming for WWE. Screwing Asuka. Kofi versus Daniel was match of the night.
I just kind of feel like what they did here with Shane and Miz is something we had to give them credit for. But getting back to what I was saying, my favorite spot was when Shane McMahon fell over a ledge, and then I think he hit the top of a golf cart. I don't know, it was like some kind of a vehicle. He hit the top of a golf cart, and then bounced off of that, and fell to the concrete with no padding, with no protection. He hit that concrete bareback. It was sick. I'm pretty sure everyone else's favorite spot was the ending, where they did the superplex off of that scaffold, which visually looked really cool, but the moment I saw how it looked going down, and I saw all those beds, that padded floor that they landed on, it stopped being cool. That's why WWE needs to be careful. I don't mind them protecting the wrestlers, but don't shoot the padding. Okay, I don't need to see the crash pads, because it takes away from the impact of it. Next time, just shoot up. That's what you should have done. Why was a camera there to show the crash pads? There should be cameras. If Miz and Shane are here, and they were on a very tall scaffold, right? Cameras should be down here shooting up. So even though there are crash pads here, let us believe there aren't crash pads. It takes us out of the match when you do stuff like that. When you show us crash pads, because then we're like, oh yeah, this is scripted. It's nitpicking, of course. But I hate when they do that. Now, what I did love, though, was that after they fell down in the area that we were going to pretend wasn't heavily protected, Shane McMahon was able to fall on top of Miz in the midst of their fall, and inadvertently pinned him for the 1, 2, 3. Shane McMahon beats Miz and retains his title as the best in the world, Shane McMahon. No, sorry. Shane McMahon. You know what? I'll say this. This will probably piss some of you off. I would love for Kofi Kingston's first opponent as champion to be against Shane McMahon. Yeah. Now, he will have a rematch against Bryan later down the line. But I want his first opponent to be against Shane. Shane versus Kofi Kingston at Money in the Bank. Let go. Let's do it. It sounds great, don't it? Don't it? It better sound great. Sounds great to me. Sound real great. Now, awesome match. We'll probably put that in my top 3 in terms of the matches we got tonight. Now, next up we have the Fatal 4-Way Women Tag Team Championship match. Special guest commentator was Paige. Bayley and Sasha Banks taking on Nia Jax and Tamina, taking on Beth Phoenix and Natalya, taking on the Iconics. I didn't give a damn about the women from Raw. Listen, y'all already know how I feel about Nia Jax, man. Nia Jax, man. Nia Jax, man.
Best example was one of that Bumpus versus Blackman.
Oh, the one from SummerSlam 2000? Yeah, that was crazy. But I didn't care about the women from Raw. I cared about the Iconics, Beth Phoenix, and Natalya. And I cared about Beth Phoenix and Natalya because they came out dressed like the Hart Foundation. Really cool tribute. I was actually saying I hope they win.
What about New Day versus Undisputed Era?
I'm something to think about. But I personally think this match was it's alright. Some people liked it. I was just kind of like, yeah, let's kind of move on because now I'm starting to feel the length of the show. This was where I was just like, holy crap. Okay, we've been going at this for how long? We got how much time left?
Kofi versus Shane at SummerSlam. If Kofi's reign lasts.
Because everybody's, I'm about to pass out, J. King. Everybody's talking about him dropping the belt back to Daniel Bryan, which could happen. Personally, I think Kofi should have a reign. And he should go up against Shane. That would be an excellent match to do. Because he's fighting against the best in the world. I love that. I love that Shane cut him off. Like, shut up. That's all. I'll give him no more. But, yeah, this was an alright tag match. Quite frankly, I was very excited when the Iconics won. I don't give a damn what y'all say about them. Oh, wait, they do deserve it. They're annoying. Peyton Royce and I are married. Secretly, she doesn't know that we are, but we are married. And my wife needs to be happy for this house to be good. You know what they say, fellas? Happy wife, happy life. Anyways, real talk though, I have always been a fan of the Iconics. I've always felt that these two don't really get the credit that they deserve. They don't really get enough, praise that I think fans should give to them. I love the fact that they're able to get under people's skins. And no, not just because, I'm someone that's old school and likes good heels. And also, they're hot. But, it's one of those things where I saw these two come up from NXT. I saw these two make the transition from NXT to the main roster. And still manage to stay afloat despite the negligence in their booking. And here they are at WrestleMania walking out as your new women's tag team champs. And they were my pick to win it at Elimination Chamber. But of course, Sasha and Bayley had to win it. And now they lost it to Homegirls. At least Sasha Banks defended the belt properly on her first defense. She didn't keep the belt on her second defense, but on her first defense, she did a good job and defended it properly. And now they're in the hands of capable talent. I'm BSing. I don't know what they're doing with those belts. Let's just be honest. those belts mean nothing. Those are just souvenirs we have so WWE can continue patting themselves on the back about having the first ever this about the women. Is dumb. So yes, deal with it. Your new tag team champions are iconic. Moving on. I think the next match is Kofimania. Is it Kofimania? Let it be Kofimania. It is! Without question, the match of the evening, of the night, and possibly the weekend. Nah, I think Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano still is match of the weekend. But definitely, without question, match of the night. WWE Championship. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi Kingston. This match, from the moment the bell rung to the end, was what you would call I won't say it was the perfect match. There was a point in the match where I feel like things were kind of slowing down a little too much. And again, because of the length of the show, I was kind of doing the whole, all right, stay awake. Again, it's not the match's fault. I just feel like when you're watching an 8-hour show and you're hitting hour number 5, you're going to start feeling a lull. You're going to start feeling it. And I did. I was starting to feel it around this point. But luckily, because this match was so freaking awesome, such an incredible match, by the way.
Well, get ready for all the Kofimania super chats.
Okay, well, thank you for that. But it's incredible to me that, again, when you look at the story, you look at what's been going on with Kofi Kingston, and this hidden gem that's been working his ass off for WWE over 11 years. And we've all been saying he is definitely world championship material. But he's not someone that's going to, take the initiative to go for it. He likes to wait. He's very conservative. When you give me the opportunity, I will make the most of it. And only now has he decided to say, nah, screw that. Now I want it. Now I want it. Now I want that position. 11 years. I've been here way too long. I want this spot. It is now, finally, that we see, yeah, you are a main event player. And we're seeing it in his promos. We're seeing it in the way he carries himself. We're seeing it in his interviews. I don't know if you guys been checking out Kofi Kingston outside of WWE, but he's been doing a lot of interviews for black radio shows like The Breakfast Club and Sway Universe and Hot 97 or something like that. There's all kinds of, outlets that Kofi Kingston has put his name on and made a name for himself. Because what you have here, ladies and gentlemen, this match, first off, ends with Kofi Kingston beating Daniel Bryan. And again, I gotta give credit to Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, he is going down as one of the best wrestlers of all time. Period. I thought his run as a heel champion was excellent. Loved everything with the hemp belt, with the Planet's champion, Captain Planet, all that stuff. It's just so refreshing to have a solid heel. And when you have a heel that good, you kind of want to keep the belt on him as much as possible. So I do believe eventually he will get the belt back. But honestly, and I'm going to be real with you, it's cool that he did his job here. He did everything he could to put Kofi Kingston over. And I thought, and I'll even say this, if Bryan wasn't in this match, if Bryan wasn't as good as he was, I don't think Kofi would be as over as he is. But everything just came together. The stars aligned to create this moment. And at the end of the day, through all the craziness given to him, thrown at him by Vince McMahon, Kofi Kingston beats Daniel Bryan clean, no questions asked.
I legit teared up when Kofi won the title.
Oh, we all did. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? Guys, Kofi Kingston became the first pure black African American to win the championship, the WWE Championship. And people are saying, well, The Rock was black. Yeah, The Rock is Samoan and black. He does have black in his blood.
I was pleasantly surprised by Mania this year. Thumbs up.
He does have black in his blood, but he identifies as Samoan. Kofi Kingston identifies as black. So the fact that we have a pure black African American champion, this, for someone like me, is a big deal. We talk about movies like Black Panther, and Black Panther to me was a movie that at the end of the day was just a really good Marvel superhero movie. It didn't, surpass the quality of Captain America, Winter Soldier, or Civil War, or even Avengers 1. But the importance of having a superhero film, a film where the cast is 90% black, not only make $1 billion, because that movie made so much money, one of the highest grossing films for Marvel, but also get an Oscar. You know how that makes us feel? The fact that our culture could do that. What's happening with Kofi Kingston is similar. Our culture is getting another accolade, is getting another moment in time etched in history. Kofi Kingston is a man now. He is the man. He's a legend. He's going down as a legend now. And you can never take this away from him. You can drop the belt back to Daniel Bryan this upcoming episode of Smackdown. You can never take this moment away from him. And that celebration was amazing. The New Day stormed the ring, just dog piled on him like brothers. You go backstage, we see the SmackDown locker room celebrating. He brings his kids in the ring. Oh my God, how could anybody not tear up at this? This was so heartfelt. This was the best thing about WrestleMania. And honestly, this is part of the reason why I am overall giving this a thumbs up show. This to me was the heart of the show. This to me was the cornerstone of WrestleMania this year. And they did the right thing. WWE did the right thing and gave Kofi Kingston the belt. And I hope he has a run. I don't know what they'll do. For all I know, he will drop the belt back to Bryan, and he will go back to being goofy Kofi Kingston. But can we just at least appreciate the moment? Can we appreciate that Kofi Kingston is now a Grand Slam champion? WWE, US, Intercontinental, multiple time tag. I don't think he won the ECW championship. I don't think. Regardless, yeah, he's a Grand Slam champion. He's a made man. He's a legend. He's a made man. So congratulations, Kofi. You did it. Kofimania, man. So, as you can tell, if you'll follow me on Twitter, I was in a good mood. I was in a really, really good mood. Man, I was like, yeah, this show can't get any worse. This show cannot get any worse. I don't know what the hell else is going to happen, but I'm in a good mood. I feel like this is going to actually end very well. Well, guys, here's where the Tale of Two Tapes comes in. The Tale of Two Shows is a prime example of what we got tonight. Because the first half, everything up to Kofimania, Kofi winning the championship, I thought that was great. I'm really enjoying the show. And I'm on the verge of saying, this might be one of the best WrestleManias I've seen. Everything up to that point, oh, great. Even the weak matches, like the women's tag match, decent. Not horrible. It was decent. Iconics won, so I'm not complaining. So everything up to this point, I'm like, yeah, okay, this is good. This feels like WrestleMania. But past this point is where we kind of start falling off. The first thing we got was the U.S. Championship, United States Championship match between Samoa Joe and Rey Mysterio. On paper, this should have been a really, really good match. It only lasted barely 30 seconds because Rey Mysterio suffered an injury this past Monday against Baron Corbin. Thanks, Corbin. Which forced WWE to cut this match short. Samoa Joe ends up making Rey Mysterio pass out to his coquina clutch in a matter of seconds. And they only did that to protect Rey Mysterio, which sucks.
Everybody say, this is.
Kofi's kid is a future wrestler for sure with the way he played the crowd holding the...
Yeah, you saw him on the turnbuckle? He was on the turnbuckle, man, getting those fans to eat out of the palm of his hands. That crowd loved it. They loved every single second of that celebration for Kofi Kingston. But yeah, that was really cool the way the kid was placating to the crowd. But anyways, I was upset that Samoa Joe and Rey got cut, but I understand because he got hurt. Oh, and then we got Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre. If there was ever a Raw match, the definition of a Raw match on this show, this was it. This was my piss break. This was my bathroom. Go get something to eat, check Twitter, clean the room, take a breather match. It was average as average can be. And although the McIntyre push has been done very well, we all knew he was losing to Roman Reigns. And he did. He lost to Roman Reigns, and he'll probably beat him tomorrow night on Raw because 50-50 booking, everyone. We gotta set up an opponent for Seth Rollins, and most likely it will be Drew McIntyre. But first, he had to lose to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, and then beat him tomorrow night on Raw because... reasons. But yeah, Reigns beats McIntyre, which I thought was a mistake. But I am just a wrestling fan. Oh yeah, so next up is the Elias concert. Oh, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. I'm smiling for a reason. So Elias had these virtual versions of himself on the Titantron, or the LED board. And one was playing drums, another was playing piano. And he was having this concert inside the ring. His two doppelgangers would play background music, and he would play over it. And I thought he did a pretty cool run on them guitars, on them strings, if you will. But that doesn't matter, because before he can get to another song, he is interrupted by a video of Babe Ruth hitting a home run, which is then followed by the Doctor of Thugonomics theme song. Word life, this is basic thugonomics. Ooh. John Cena shows up as the Doctor of Thugonomics in full character. He was doing raps. He was really doing it, man. He had the accent. You just got the worst deal, because you standing in the ring when John Cena is about to turn heel. Like, it was really cool. Like, it was... the nostalgia part of me ate it up. I loved it. And I was excited because I'm like, yeah, John Cena's here. Save Kurt Angle. He didn't, but we'll talk about that in a second. But it was nice seeing Cena. And he, of course, F-U'd. Not AA'd, but F-U'd Elias. Just come back as the Doctor of Thugonomics, Cena, please. 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 Alright, moving on. We got... no holds bar career match. Now, one more time. We gotta do it one more time. Because y'all know, I can't just let y'all leave me without playing it one last time. I'm gonna give you what you want. I'm gonna give you what you want. I said I'm gonna give you what you want. What you really want.
You know what I want. I've been asking for it for years. But you give it to me because you're not in control. Give me what I want.
Hey yo, DJ, stop the music!
What? Give it to me. Give me what I want. What? Give it to me. Give it to me. Give me what I want. Give it to me. Give me what I want. Give it to me. Give me what I want. What? What?
Check this out, right?
Give it to me. Give me what I want.
You wanna play my game?
What?
Got it in my ringo. Shoot my sledgehammer, 'cause I'm the king of kingdoms.
Yeah.
You ain't play my game. gonna give up. We're gonna have a no-holds-barred match at WrestleMania.
It's all I've ever wanted. That one last match to end my career on my terms.
Oh, that was good. Okay. Batista versus Triple H. No holds barred career match. Going into it, I was not excited. I thought the hype for this match sucked. Other than that promo segment with Batista this past Monday, where he came out, he showed the video package, looked into the camera and said, "Hunter, kiss my ass." And then he put his glasses back on and walked off. I thought that was awesome. That's the Batista I fell in love with. And then, of course, Batista coming into the ring had a botchamania moment where he tripped on the ropes and almost fell over. Oh my God, I love Batista. I love Batista, I really do. He's a bundle of joy. And then Triple H came out. You know he has to have his annual Triple H WrestleMania entrance. And this year's was, I'm going to assume, Mad Max Fury Road? Ish? Maybe? I'm not too sure if that was what he was going for. I'm assuming it was about Mad Max, because that's what he reminds me of. Fury Road, by the way. So, yeah, he was, 4 years too late? But whatever. It was alright. Yeah, the intro was okay. The match, though, surprised the hell out of me. I actually enjoyed this match. I didn't think I was going to like it, but I actually did. And the best part of the match was, there were two parts. When Triple H got... Okay, so they're fighting. It's no holds barred, so they can use weapons. Triple H gets a toolbox. He basically bangs the freaking box on Batista's head, and out comes pliers. Or, certain tools that you can use for destruction. He gets big pliers first, goes over to Batista, grips them on his fingers, and begins wrenching at them, trying to break them off his hand. And I'm just like, oh, and then he bends his hand backwards and stumps on it, Shayna Baszler style. And then he gets smaller, I don't even know, like tweezers. They almost look like tweezers, but like small pliers. And then proceeds to grab Batista by his nose ring and rip it off. It was not, see, it looked like it wasn't real. But something tells me that was planned. So, clearly it was planned, but the nose ring wasn't real. That might have been a fake nose ring, and it was just there for effect, which I'm cool with either one. That's really cool. But that was the most gruesome part of the match, where he ripped off Batista's nose ring with the pliers. Yo, that's crazy. But other than that, it was a pretty solid match. I feel like the no-holds-barred stipulation helped them out. Tables would not break for some reason. And then, of course, we had the appearances of Ric Flair. Shawn Michaels was on commentary, by the way. What's up, HBK? But Ric Flair showed up, gave Triple H a sledgehammer, and then he proceeds to pull a Matrix, jump off some steel steps, and then crack Batista in the head with like a Superman punch, sledgehammer or something like that. I don't know. It was hokey, but it was a good kind of hokey.
I believe Bobo Brazil was the first black champion.
Bobo Brazil. Was he? Are we talking about WWF? WWF? Because I don't even know who Bobo Brazil is. But, yeah, to me, this match was just good enough. I feel like this was as good as it was going to get.
Surreal that we have a Mania without Undertaker.
Yeah. I'm okay with that. Trust me. We don't need to be having Taker here. But yeah, I just personally feel the match between Batista and Triple H was better than it had every right to be. Any right to be. They kicked out of each other's finishers. I think I saw there was one cool callback to their match at Vengeance. Vengeance 2005, Batista had a Hell in a Cell match with Triple H. And in that match, Batista was going for a power bomb, and Triple H had the sledgehammer in his hand like he was going to crack it on top of his head. But before he can do it, Batista fell and beat him with the Batista bomb. And they did that exact same spot in this match. And that was really, really cool. There were other Easter eggs, but, you know, they had a lot of cool spots, and it was a solid match. Triple H won because he has to win. But, yeah, I liked it. I think the next match is the farewell match, is it? Okay, well, it's time to piss people off because I did not, and I repeat, did not like this whatsoever. And before you guys go, you're not supposed to like it. Kurt Angle's farewell match. Kurt Angle versus Baron Corbin. After this match, Kurt Angle will retire from wrestling. The match sucked. The match was like watching an old man trying to pull a good match out of someone who doesn't know what he's doing. I do not understand what the big fuss is about Baron Corbin. I don't have an issue against the guy, but they are pushing the living crap out of him. You had him beat Rey Mysterio, and now he's beating Kurt Angle in his retirement match. Why? And let me get this out the way. Kurt Angle losing doesn't bother me. It ain't about him losing. It's about giving a legend a proper send-off. Ric Flair lost to Shawn Michaels in his final match, and he got a proper send-off on Raw. I don't give a damn that Kurt Angle lost. I am okay with him wanting to put a young talent over, whether it's a heel or a babyface. But Baron Corbin? Why not Samoa Joe? Why not Chad Gable? Why not someone that actually can make use of it? Anybody. Not Jinder Mahal.
That was some BS. Kurt deserved way better.
Hell yeah, he deserved way better. You mean to tell me Kurt Angle could beat Chad Gable, Samoa Joe, but can't beat Baron Corbin? And before you people talk about, well, it's good heat for Corbin, do you idiots not realize, and okay, I shouldn't call you idiots. No, do you idiots not realize the people who say that is good heat for Corbin? Corbin doesn't have heel heat. Daniel Bryan has heel heat. Corbin has what you call go away heat. As in, we don't want to see you heat. And now we're going to give this guy the rub of beating Kurt Angle in his final match. Here's what I don't understand. John Cena was there. John Cena was there. You know, he was doing the Doctor of Thugonomics against freaking Elias. Why the hell would you not do Kurt Angle versus John Cena? Like, for the love of God, there has never ever been a time or a place where fans actually wanted to see John Cena wrestle. Really?
Membering time. Remember when Big Bossman ripped the nose ring from Droz?
I actually don't remember that. I'll have to look that up. But there has never ever been a time like now where fans like me were actually wanting to see, we're actually excited to see, we're actually begging to see John Cena fight someone. John Cena come back and fight Kurt Angle.
I'd rather have Kurt versus Roman Reigns.
I'd be okay with that too. No, seriously, I'd be okay with that. But it really is disgusting to see what they've done, because we give it to Corbin. He's not the kind of wrestler you want that on. What are we gonna use this like the streak ending? Like Lesnar beating the streak? Is he gonna go on a big push and win the championship? Please no. Please no. This was not cool. This is not how you send off a legend. You had John Cena there. You could have done Cena in an angle. You could have done something else. You had so many other options. You could have brought back The Undertaker. People kept telling me Undertaker didn't show up. Taker didn't show up. I would have loved to have seen Taker come out and beat Angle's last opponent. Angle would have lost most likely, or he would have been Taker. Who knows? But that is a proper send-off. This is not a proper send-off. This is a bunch of BS. And to the fans telling me that this was the right way to go about it, it was not. We really could have done something else. Dean Ambrose versus Kurt Angle would have been better. I don't know. I personally feel like this was a horrible mistake. And I thought the match was awful. And the match was so bad, it killed the crowd. The crowd was already fighting. They were already fighting to stay alive. Because the show is way too damn long. Then this match happened, and it killed them. It completely killed the crowd. Before the main event. Before the last two matches, this match completely killed that crowd. The fans did not want to see Kurt Angle go out. The fans did not want to see Kurt Angle go out the way he did. Seriously. I just don't get why, of all people, Baron freaking Corbin. I don't know. Like, Sami Zayn would have been nice. Kevin Owens would have been great. Samoa Joe would have been fine. But Baron Corbin? And this Kurt Angle's last match. This is it, man. This is how you want him to go out? We can't let him go out like this. We gotta fix this. We gotta fix this, man. This is not how we're gonna have it end. We shouldn't have it end like this. But whatever. I gave it an F. This was abysmal. This was an awful, awful, awful match. Really, really bad. Took the show away. Took away a lot of the show's momentum. Yeah, I'm really am fighting sleep. Let's get to the rest of these matches. Demon Finn Balor has an awesome entrance. Ends up beating Bobby Lashley to become a two-time Intercontinental Champion. I noticed that Finn was fighting a little bit different under the Demon, persona. The mannerisms, I'm not really shocked at. I was more shocked at the spinning heel kicks and all that kind of stuff. The stuff he didn't do or doesn't do with Finn Balor, as Finn Balor. So, yeah, I'm happy the Demon was there. Loved his entrance. And I hope that, we get more of him in 2019, especially. Before I get to the main event, I do want to mention a lot of the fans there at the Arena Live were having trouble being able to see the ring. When you see the setup, there are a lot of lights on the side of the ring, outside of it and inside of it. For a certain section, if you sit in front of the light, it is blindingly bright. And it's like watching the sun.
I think Vince was still sour about Kurt's run in TNA.
He needs to grow up. But the lights were so bright, the audience was having trouble being able to see the match. Or some of the matches. And they had to watch it on screen. Poor them. But they were there, right? I don't know if that got better as the show went on, but I'm assuming a lot of fans, some fans, had to deal with that for 8 hours. And I feel bad for you. If you had to deal with a blinding light in your face for 8 hours, I'm pretty sure you were pissed off. But main event, Becky Lynch versus Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey. Winner takes all. Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship, the match that has been built up for almost, at least 6 months. Finally, the women are given the opportunity to showcase themselves, to show the world they can do it just like the men.
Was there? PPL did the wave during HHH and RR matches.
So, Listen, I'm happy for the women. I'm happy for Charlotte. I'm happy for Ronda. I'm especially happy for Becky. You girls deserve it. And if anything, we are now entering an era where the women are capable of carrying shows by themselves. Because at the end of the day, it shouldn't matter what gender you are. It's about how good you are at your job. And these three are some of the best workers in WWE, and they rightfully deserved to close the show. With that said, this match was sloppy. I don't know what was going on with these three, but a lot of the spots, a lot of the moves they did, it almost got laughably. It almost got laughably bad. When Charlotte ended up missing the, her rolling face plant. I'm blanking. Why am I blanking on this? Oh my god, why am I blanking on Charlotte's finisher? Not the figure 8. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm tired. Show is too long. But yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. There were a couple of cool spots in there. I did like seeing Ronda hook in a double triangle choke. Natural selection. Thank you. The finisher that Charlotte missed was natural selection. But I really did like seeing her hook in a double arm hook on both Charlotte and Becky. And then they had to team up to get her off of them. I really want to give this show credit. I really don't want to poon this match because they tried. They really did try. But there were a lot of mistakes happening. But here's what I will say. Like, overall, the match was good. What hurt it was the finish. I thought the finish sucked.
I thought the main event was good, but the ending hurt it. Plus, there was some noticeable botches in the match, too.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on, but they were just not clicking. When it got down to Ronda and Becky, they were beating the living piss out of her. And I think Ronda was going for that swinging Samoan drop that she calls, the judo toss or something like that. Well, she goes for her finisher. And when she lands, Becky was apparently supposed to roll her up with a crucifix pin. That was the planned finish. Which, it's... I don't know. I don't hate it, but I would expect the WrestleMania match to end a little bit more, extravagant. But that's not even what happened. When Becky rolled her up for the crucifix pin, Ronda got her shoulder up. But the referee continued to count. And I'm like, she kicked out. Why are you still counting? But he continued to count anyways because they were running out of time. Or some crap like that. So he counted clearly when Ronda's shoulder was up. 1, 2, 3. And Becky becomes dual Raw and Smackdown champion. And everybody is confused.
Can all agree this was still way better than WN29?
WrestleMania 29, yes, I agree. I don't know. I just feel like that ending was just so horribly done. And the fact that they tried to play it off like nothing happened wrong just made it even worse. You messed up. Recover. Do it again. Or do something different. We get to that destination. I am tired. Jesus.
They were calling spots too loud.
Yeah, they were. But, y'all, I swear to God, like, this definitely had to have been one of the worst WrestleMania finishes. I'm just saying, it's bad. It was pretty bad. But at the end of the day, with tables not breaking, with finishes being botched, and a crowd practically pulling a me right now, trying to stay awake, at the end of the day, Becky Lynch still became Raw and SmackDown Women's Champion. Which is all we wanted, right? This is all we wanted. Nothing else matters, right? The story doesn't matter. The match doesn't matter. We just want Becky to be champion. Okay. I bet some of you are regretting this about now.
If WWE didn't fire him, Swagger would have been perfect for Angle. I'm talking about the all-American, not we the people Swagger.
Or Jason Jordan if he didn't hurt himself. That would have been nice. But Jason Jordan would have been great. But guys, look, I'm tired. I'm tired. I'm about to fall asleep. Becky Lynch is now your new women's champion. She now holds both the Raw and SmackDown belts. Will she defend both of them, or will they unify the belts? I don't know. We'll find out tomorrow on Raw. But ultimately, I made a big bet on my preview and said all the good guys in the big matches would win. I said Rollins, I said Becky, and I said Kofi would win. And guess what? They all won. So I ultimately win too. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, that's really cool that all the good guys won. But other than that was WrestleMania. I liked it overall. It was solid. But a lot of issues, especially the length. We have got to shorten these shows. So before I kill over and die, no, I'm just joking, fall asleep on you, let me go ahead and end it here. If this is the first time you're watching me, please like the video. 500 likes is to go. Give me your thoughts about WrestleMania. Your favorite match, the stuff that you like, you didn't like. I didn't talk about my Twitter stuff yet, but I'll do it here before I close out. We didn't get Usos versus the Hardys at WrestleMania. So, I would like it if we push to get them on SmackDown. We'll use hashtag Usos Hardys with a Z, SD Live. I have it on my page. Check it out. Tweet it to WWE and all that jazz. So, before I kill over, I love you all. Thank you all for being here. What grades do you give WrestleMania? And to all the Super Chat donations, you guys are awesome. You make what I do all that much more important. So, I will see you guys tomorrow for my Raw review. I'm giving the show an overall score of B-. Now, let me say this too. I am tired right now, so when I wake up and I look over my grades, I might change it to a B. But for right now, it is a B-, which is still good. Still a fun show. Just not the greatest show in the world. But, that's my thoughts on WrestleMania 35. And with that said, I love you all. See you tomorrow night on Raw. This is your boy, The Last Man, signing off right here in The Last Man's World. All right. See you.